was in life.
Much of his life was spent in the public eye, and Michael Jackson's final moments were no different. Paparazzi cameras recorded the ambulance leaving his mansion. On board, the pop icon, unconscious, not breathing. Paramedics used CPR to try to revive him on the short journey to hospital in West Los Angeles. There, crowds of people started to gather. The mood was one of
back to town on his death.
Emphasising the commercial nature of Michael Jackson's life, with T-shirts already printed up and being sold.
Oh, absolutely, yes. I'd see some more coming now. People just must be knocking these things out, and they've got an eager audience here who want to remember Michael, and you know, they're selling them, you know, as quick as I can. I can actually see now somebody being moved on by the police, and he seems to be trying to offer the policeman a free T-shirt to avoid moving him on. But yeah, that's the kind of strange atmosphere we have down here.
And interesting also that it seems to be much more of a celebration than of a mourning ceremony for the man that they are so dedicated to.
It is like a giant party, and as your previous correspondent mentioned, we are on a university campus here. It's where the hospital is located, and you know, mingling with these devoted Michael Jackson fans are a bunch of students who, you know, just seem to be getting merrier and more animated the longer the night goes on.
You have to go back to 1982 to truly understand Michael Jackson's success. It was the year he released Thriller. It sold a record 51 million copies. 7 of its tracks went to #1, another record. He'd come a long way in Robin. He'd begun performing with his brothers when he was just 5 years old. They'd been brought up in the steel town of Gary, Indiana, and by the late 60s, they'd become stars. Later in his life, he described his childhood as sad and lonely and claimed his father whipped and mocked him. But it didn't stop him performing. By the 80s, he'd gone solo and become the biggest star in the world. It was dance music with rock guitars, black music that white America was apt to listen to. And while he continued to sell millions, this was his peak both creatively and commercially. He even managed to outbid Paul McCartney when he bought the publishing rights to thousands of songs, including many by the Beatles. But increasingly, it was the man more than the music that interested people. Some of it might simply have been showmanship, such as his close attachment to a chimpanzee called Bubbles, and rumours that he slept in a hyperbaric chamber. But his appearance suggested something deeper. His face changed shape and colour. Some of it he put down to a skin condition, and he admitted to 2 facial operations. Others suspect there were many more.
And then there was his domestic life. He married the daughter of Elvis, Lisa Marie Presley. 19 months later, they divorced.
His first 2 children, Prince Michael and Paris Michael, came after his marriage to Debbie Rowe, a nurse who was said to be helping him with his skin condition. And a 3rd child, Prince Michael II, appeared several years later. He may have been prepared to dangle the baby out of a hotel window. He was rather more reluctant to say who the mother is. Of course, throughout all this, he did continue to release records, but critically and commercially, he'd passed his peak. But it didn't stop him spending more and more money on the videos and recordings. Indeed, he became more famous for spending money than for making it. He'd become an odd-looking, middle-aged man whose favourite pastimes were water balloon fights and climbing trees. It was a world of celebrity friends, adoring fans, and endless legal battles. The child star without a childhood had become an adult, rebelling against adulthood. But behind the scandals, the lifestyle and the showmanship, an extraordinary career, the first black star of the MTV generation. A quarter of a billion albums, the most successful artist of the last 30 years.
The mood there, some people celebrating Michael Jackson's life and, of course, his amazing musical legacy, others mourning his passing. But I think that what we'll see, Martine, over the next few days is a large outpouring of grief. And the controversial aspects of Michael Jackson's life will be obscured, overlooked in a sense.
Well, I talked to Marlon Jackson, the older brother of Michael Jackson, earlier today, and he said he was simply devastated by the news of his brother's death. In fact, he found out because his daughter was watching television and she saw the report and she yelled at him upstairs, "Dad, they're saying Uncle Mike is dead." And Marlon said, well, surely that can't be the case. So he then called Frank DeLeo, who was Michael Jackson's manager. Then when he finally reached him on the phone, Frank said, "Marlon, we've lost him. He's gone." And that's when he got confirmation that Michael Jackson had indeed passed away. He said he was trying to reach his mother, Catherine, was unable to do so. Because at that time, Frank told him the last night Michael Jackson complained of not feeling well. They then called Michael Jackson's doctor to his home in Los Angeles. Frank told him that between last night, this morning, we don't know what happened. All of a sudden, when they went to go to Michael Jackson this morning, he was simply in cardiac arrest. He was not breathing. He was rushed to the hospital. And, of course, it was there that he was declared dead. And so the brothers began to call each other. They did not have opportunity to reach folks in different parts of the country. Joe Jackson, of course, lives in Las Vegas. His mom, Catherine, lives in L.A. She managed to the hospital along with Latoya Jackson, as well as Tremaine Jackson. Marlon is in Atlanta. So the family dispersed all across the country. No word exactly where Janet Jackson is.
He hadn't been feeling well, you say. How concerned was the family then about Michael's condition?
Well, actually, I talked to Marlon and asked when was the last time that he talked to Michael, and he said that he did so at a family gathering May 14th. Marlon had returned back from Africa, and he said that at the family gathering, the Jackson family, he said that Michael was looking fine, he was looking well. Of course, at the time, all over the summer, we heard reports the spring as well that Michael Jackson, he was in a wheelchair and he was extremely ill. Marlon said that was not the case. He was not in a wheelchair. He was walking around just fine. He was there with his children, enjoying the moment. And he said that was the case come May 14th. So, yeah, we've heard those reports. I talked to a couple of folks who said that Lionel Richie saw Michael Friday or Saturday and said, man, he does not look well at all. And so that's what the latest reports were.
And so we had the benefit of enjoying him while he was here, and we will enjoy him forever through his music.
His face changed shape and colour. Some of it he put down to a skin condition, and he admitted to 2 facial operations. Others suspect there were many more. Of course, throughout it, he continued to release records, but he'd passed his peak. His appearance was more than odd, and his friends questioned his eccentricities, but also